Hello Capricorn, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, this middle section, looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck we'll be using for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be pulling from to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, this whole reading can be reversed. If that's the case for you, that's fine, totally normal. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, Capricorn, I'm using a new deck this week for the overall energy. So on your side of this connection, you have different paths with the Knight of Wands. And this different paths card says you are not on the same page with the person you have in mind. The directions you want to move into are different. Now, this is what I feel like you feel. You know, I feel like you're struggling to be on the same page with this person, especially with this Knight of Wands here. There's definitely an energy of you kind of giving your all here, laying it all out on the table in terms of vulnerability or commitment or honesty, you know, whatever the case might be, but just feeling like no matter how hard you try, maybe you feel like you can't read this person, you can't really figure out what it is that they want, or like even if you're married to them, you're having a hard time feeling the connection that you desire with this person. So yeah, I feel like you're kind of frustrated with that aspect. Now it's interesting because then this person has magnetic connection with the Nine of Swords. So this magnetic connection card says there's a very strong pull and intensity that draws you to this person. I feel like this person feels a very strong pull to you, and with the Nine of Swords, it looks as if that kind of stresses them out. You know, the Nine of Swords can be an energy of stress, anxiety, insecurity is a big thing that I see with this card. So maybe this pull that they have kind of brings up insecurities. They don't know how to handle it. I'm not quite sure yet, but I do see that the overall theme for this reading is soulmate. So this is a very strong connection. There's no doubt about that. Now, keep in mind, we have many soulmates in this life, and just because someone can be, you know, we label someone or feel someone is our soulmate, that does not mean that you need that person in your life or to love you in the way that you desire in order for you to have the love that you desire. So just a little note I like to make when this card gets pulled, because I think that sometimes when we think, oh, you know, this one specific person is our soulmate, we tie so much of our happiness to the outcome of that connection, which can ultimately cause us to kind of sacrifice our own needs and ultimate desires. So anyway, just kind of a side note there. But I do very much feel like this person has a strong pull towards you. Like they feel the intensity of this connection too. But then in between this connection, you have balance with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this balance card says there needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustainable. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse can be an energy of like karmic, having a karmic aspect. So I actually feel with this being in the truth of this, that there's an imbalance, which I kind of feel already with you kind of coming from this Knight of Wands energy, like I said, really putting it all out there, but just feeling like you can't get the same from this person. But it's interesting because this person does have like a strong pull towards this connection too. So let's see what's going on. Let's start, Capricorn, with your side of this connection. We're going to pull 3 cards for you, 3 for them, 3 for you, 3 for them. So 12 messages total, flipping back and forth before we get to the truth. All right, this is Capricorn side of the connection. can't tell if that's upright or not. It's upright. No, it's in reverse. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Cups. Oh, upright. Okay, so everything was in reverse. Okay. Knight of Cups upright, 2 of Wands in reverse. Sorry, that was confusing me for a second. Okay. So with this 4 of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like there has just been this lack of like security in this connection, security or stability. Just feeling as if you can't get to a place of feeling comfortable or feeling like you can kind of relax, because again, it feels like there's a lot of kind of trying, the best way I can describe it is like trying to read this person's mind, trying to understand what they're thinking, what they're feeling, because you've been in a place of overthinking in this connection, especially with this 2 of Wands in reverse here, just really, really in your head. Now, this Knight of Cups energy is, it could be like emotional pull, emotional connection to this person. Romantic feelings could be an aspect of that card. And I feel like, you have a lot of feelings for this person. You really care about this person. Even if this isn't romantic, it doesn't have to be, but you really care about this person. But it's like you cannot figure out if they feel the same. And if they tell you they feel the same, again, even if they got down on one knee and proposed, or if you guys got married, like you're still sitting there going, does this person... do they care? And it's not coming from a place of insecurity. Like, that's not what I feel this is. It just feels like there's this level of uncertainty that you're getting from this person that's making you go, maybe what they say or what they do is different, or what they say they want versus how they act is different. And I feel like it's keeping you kind of in a place of guessing here. Let's see, Capricorn side of this connection. Strength in reverse. Yeah, see, you're really starting to second guess yourself. Now, there's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. Because, okay, this Strength in reverse energy is kind of lacking confidence. And I don't feel, Capricorn, as if that's typically something you struggle with. Maybe it is, and it's just coming out more in this connection. But I do feel like this person makes you feel... the best word that comes to mind is powerless. Now, I'm not saying you are or that's a truth. It just feels as if this person makes you feel less confident about yourself. And I feel like that comes from this place, again, with the Knight of Wands, of like, you're showing up, with everything. You're kind of laying it all out, and this person isn't seemingly, we haven't dove into their energy, but based on how you feel, it doesn't feel like that's really being reciprocated, which is making you go, is it me? Am I not doing enough? Why is this not good enough for them? It's kind of making you second guess yourself here. Which is interesting because, again, I kind of get the vibe in this reading that this person has a little bit more hold over you than people typically do. Like, I'm not saying you're embarrassed or anything like that, but it just feels like this person, like, you give them more the benefit of the doubt more than you give other people. Like, you've got a soft spot for them, or they can affect you more than other people in the past have, or more than you're used to. And I feel like that's coming from kind of this intense, like, soulmate kind of energy here. All right, let's get one more for Capricorn side. I want to know what's going on here. Like, I want the story. Sun. King of Swords. King of Cups. Interesting. So, when things are good here... Now, okay, I don't necessarily think that this is saying you're either dealing with a water sign or a air sign. You could be. How I'm reading this, because here's the Wheel of Fortune upright. Now, remember, you have it in reverse as kind of the truth. We just saw it in reverse. But when things are good in this connection, I feel like they're really good. But when things are not so good, it really affects you. Now, I kind of get this feeling that you don't really know which version of this person you're going to get. Like maybe one day they're really lovey-dovey and they make you feel really good about yourself and they make you, feel very confident in the connection. And then like another, they're cold, they're standoffish, they're, kind of keeping you at a distance and you're going, what the hell is going on? Because one day it's one thing and the next it's something else. But yeah, when things are good, it's like the sun. It's happy, it's bright, it's exciting, it's promising. But then when it's not, it has you really kind of wondering, like it's almost like nothing you do changes, but based on how their behavior changes, it makes you go like, what did I do wrong, or what am I not doing right, or kind of whatever the case might be there. So I don't know. Let's see what's going on with them. I'm getting a little nosy here. I really I don't know. All right, let's see. This person's energy toward Capricorn, magnetic connection with the 9 of Swords. So what does Capricorn need to know about this person's energy? All right, this person's energy toward Capricorn. Oh my gosh. First of all, holy mirror. I mean, 4 of Pentacles and the Strength, which you have right there. But then here's the moon. And you have the sun. Ooh, okay, so this is telling a story. So, okay, they feel this magnetic pull towards you, right? And it kind of brings up insecurities for them. For sure. Okay. Those times where this person is feeling distant is because this person isn't feeling good enough for you, which projects onto you and then makes you not feel good enough for them. But then they have this moon card and you have the sun. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to put this all into words. We all have a shadow side, right? It's going to be that unhealed, kind of triggered, traumatized version of ourselves. We all have one. And when we're unaware of our shadow can control our reality. So if we really desire love, but we don't feel lovable and deserving, our shadow will push away love. If we really desire success, but we don't feel capable of it, we'll actually sabotage our own success. And that's when our shadow kind of takes over and tries to keep us safe by keeping you stuck in what's familiar, even though it's not actually what you desire. So I wanted to kind of explain the concept of a shadow because that's what happens here with this person. Is when things are good, it's like this person is feeling like secure in themselves, secure about the connection. But then when things are like bad or there's a distance here, which I feel like ultimately is kind of what happens, is this distance is created. It's because, and then with the Emperor in reverse, this person is trying to maintain control, which means there's feelings of being unlovable and unworthy and undeserving start to come up, and that's how they start to act. They push you away, or they don't put in as much effort, or they're not vulnerable, or they're closed off, or whatever the case is, which makes you go, why am I not good enough? Like, what am I doing wrong? Right? It makes you not feel good. But it's coming from their place of the Strength in reverse. So you and this person have there's a mirror here for sure. I mean, just seeing the Strength of the 4 of Pentacles and then the sun and the moon. It's like a reflection of your shadow almost. Like when this person is coming from a place of feeling unlovable or not good enough, it makes you feel unlovable and not good enough. It's like that direct kind of reflection here. It's kind of crazy that those are the first cards we saw. I'm going to take this moon because I think that best describes that message. Okay, let's get more here. This person's energy toward Capricorn, because I do feel like this person cares about you. I don't feel like they're a bad person. I don't feel like they have ill intent. I don't even think they might not even be aware that this is what they're doing or how they're handling this. This person's energy toward Capricorn. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So there's the imbalance. So, okay, instead of trying to read into this message further, I want clarification. I want more. I want more on this Two of Pentacles in reverse. What do we need to know about this Two of Pentacles in reverse? The Devil in reverse with the World in reverse and the Eight of Swords. Okay. So this person struggles with their own limiting beliefs about love. What's possible for them in love, what they're capable of, what's possible in general in love. Maybe have a little bit of a jaded view on relationships. They don't have to, like, outwardly, but maybe come from a history of broken relationships or, child of divorce or something along those lines. So they kind of have this, like, jaded view, I feel, on love in some way. And that's why when things are good, it's like when they're good, they immediately pull back because those, like, limiting beliefs or that jaded view that they have kind of comes forward. Like, oh, things are really good, but things getting better only means I'm going to get hurt more, like, kind of thinking, which I get. I've actually used to have kind of that perception on love. Maybe not to the extent of this person, because this person seems pretty jaded. But it comes from a past, right? From having a past of being hurt. Now, and I say this in a lot of my readings, but we're all adults here. We're all adults here. We all have a past. We've all dated other people. We've experienced love in different forms. We have a child. We've had, we've all got our stuff. A healthy relationship is formed when both people are aware of their stuff and they can bring it to the relationship in a mature and healthy way where they're able to say, this is my stuff, but I'm not going to let this stuff that I have get in the way of our connection. Now, the flip side of that is when someone has stuff that they haven't dealt with or that they're unaware of or that they avoid, and they bring it in and they kind of dump it on the relationship with projection and trust issues and, self-sabotage and things like that. That's where a connection isn't capable of coming together in a healthy way. I feel like this person is struggling with the latter a little bit. Like, they have these past insecurities, these past fears when it comes to love. That shadow side of them really comes out, and then it makes you go, well, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, well, this person's kind of dealing with more, at war with themselves here. This person's energy toward Capricorn. This person's energy toward Capricorn. I want it to turn all the way around or hit the table. That's why I didn't take those. Okay, so you could be dealing with an air sign just because it's coming out again. I still feel like this is, because we saw the King of Swords and the King of Cups when we were looking at, remember when I said you don't know which version of this person you're going to get? And I feel like that's representing like this person coming from their heart versus this person getting in their head. It's like the emotional side of them and then this logical side of them. And so what I feel happens here is it's like, they have these strong emotions, they have these strong feelings. Well, there's the sun. It's poking out there. They have these emotions, they have these strong feelings for this connection, and then immediately it's like they start to get in their head about them, like over-analyzing or trying to find something wrong or, predicting the downfall or whatever the case might be, which is where they start to pull back. It's like when they start to get in their head. Now, you can overanalyze this person all day long, right? But what I want to focus on is how you can do what's best for you. because we have to be sure that we can separate. And I feel like that's another kind of meaning of this different paths card. I'm not saying that like you two, this connection is doomed, you're on completely different paths. But what we do have to recognize is that every single person in this world is on an individual journey, individual spiritual life journey, whatever you want to call it. And when we start to get ourselves in trouble is when we start to think that another person's journey is going to directly impact our ability to get to where we want to go. So for instance, say this person, never heals and never grows and never learns how to open up and never learns how to love in a healthy manner. If we attach ourselves to somebody else's path, then what we'll start to say is, well, if that person never does those things, heals, grows, learns how to love and open up, then I'm never going to get the love that I deserve, because the only way I can be loved is if they do it. When we do that, we block ourselves off to what's really possible for us. So I just something to be aware of as you approach kind of this connection and any connection as you move forward. But let's see. All right, Capricorn side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Capricorn side. What does Capricorn need to know? I want to know what you need to know. All right. There's the World in reverse. And then there's the Emperor in reverse. Remember, we saw this person's kind of control with the Seven of Wands. And then there's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse again. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you are kind of stuck in a cycle with this person. And the cycle is things being good, things being bad, back to good, back to bad, back to good, back to bad. And it's I feel like it's a whirlwind for you. I feel like you're like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to think. One day this person makes me feel really loved and appreciated and valued, and then the next they make me feel like I'm nothing to them, and that's going to be hard on anyone. And I feel, Capricorn, as if there's a part of you that's like waiting for this cycle to break, like waiting for this person to get it together so that they stop putting you through this. Because they're putting you through this kind of like highs and lows and intense ups and downs in this connection here, and it's affecting you as it would anybody in your position. And what you have to take a look at is where your power lies in this situation. And that's the hardest thing we ever have to do in our relationships, is we have to be willing to say, okay, what do I have control over? Well, you don't have control over this person's decisions or actions or choices or whether or not they heal or whatever, right? You don't have any control over them. But what you do have control over is what you do with the energy they show up with, right? One of the things I talk about a lot on this channel is how we manifest what we're willing to accept. We manifest what we think we deserve ultimately, which comes down to what we're willing to accept in our life. And if we allow people to treat us a certain way, we kind of almost declare to the universe, this is as good as it gets for me. These highs and lows, this wishy-washy energy, this hot, cold, this is as good as it gets for me. And the universe will continue to provide you with the same. So if you can't control this person's decisions or actions or movements or anything that they do, what can you control? If you can't make them change, what can you do? When you direct your energy in that way, it can really, really help you break out of this cycle, because it's obvious that this is affecting you in a pretty deep way. Now, I will say some of the connections that make us feel, that have that energy of like not allowing us to fully feel secure in them, can actually be the most addicting. In the beginning of a connection, when you first meet somebody, anybody, especially if it's romantic, chemicals are flowing. You have, oxytocin and all of these, the love hormone, which is actually oxytocin, and just all of the happy chemicals are flowing in your brain when you meet somebody, and it's almost like it creates this exciting energy around the connection. Now, in a healthy connection, whenever you and the person kind of settle into the connection, they're there, they know you're there, you fully committed, there's no wishy-washy energy, those happy chemicals actually go away. So that can represent the end of like a, what's often called the honeymoon stage, is when those kind of go away. And that's typically when a connection decides, when both people decide, do we have a deep enough connection without all the chemicals flowing to continue this connection. But in connections where both people don't ever fully settle in, when you're second guessing what they're feeling, they're running away and then pulling you back in, and there's that wishy-washy kind of energy, those chemicals never settle. So when you connect with this person and things are good, you get that hit. You get that high. Things feel good. Things feel exciting again. And you're like, yes, this is what I wanted. This is what things could be like. But then there's this crash that always comes with that, which keeps you hang on to the connection through the crash and through the lows, waiting for that hit, waiting for that high again. I mean, it can literally be as strong as an addiction to like any substance. So we have to be aware of that. How sometimes we get addicted to like the way a person makes us feel when things are good, that we are almost willing to over tolerate the not so good because we're waiting for that next kind of high, is the best way to describe it. So something to be aware of here, because I definitely feel like you're stuck in that like cycle with this person. All right, Capricorn side of the connection. Okay, it's like you're waiting for the pieces to fall into place. It's like you're waiting for this new beginning. You're waiting for the pieces to fall into place. You're like, I just know it. I know that if this person could open up, if they could be vulnerable, if they could just stop running, if they could just heal, if things could just be like this all the time, then things could be really good. And you're waiting on that. You're waiting on them to do something to make you feel the way that you deserve to feel. And that's keeping you stuck in this energy of not feeling good enough, because again, you're starting to second guess yourself. You're going, well, what's wrong with me? Why are they not fully committing? Or why are they not, why are they acting weird? Or why are they pulling back? And in reality, it doesn't really have anything to do with you and with you not being good enough, or with what you're deserving of, or whatever the case is. And it has more to do with kind of like what's going on with them. Now, maybe you're fully aware of that. And maybe you're like, yeah, I'm waiting for them to heal. And you have to remember, again, that you are deserving of love, and ultimately, especially if this is talking about a romantic connection, the romantic love that you desire, and you shouldn't have to wait on somebody to choose you to receive it. In fact, the more we wait on other people to choose us fully, the less we're actually choosing ourselves. So again, something else to be aware of there. All right, Capricorn side of the connection. Because it just feels like you want what they're incapable of providing you right now. Yeah, there's the addiction, the devil. And that's the thing. And yes, I know the devil is Capricorn energy. But in this reading in particular, it's like it keeps you from making any changes or from doing anything. Like, it's like you're like, I would rather stay and weather through the storm in this connection for those minimal highs, because at least it's something, or at least I get to experience this person, or at least they love me sometimes, or at least they love me in the way that I deserve, occasionally, when in reality you deserve that all of the time, without question, without having to prove yourself, without having to beg for it. You deserve that all of the time. And I get, I don't know, I just feel like there's this need to kind of bring into your awareness that, you're kind of allowing this person a little bit more power over you. And I get why. The connection is strong. That's obvious. But you can both have a strong connection and be treated in the way that you deserve consistently. That is possible. You might be like, no, it's not. I've never experienced it. That's your limiting belief. All right, this person's energy toward Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know about them? This person's energy toward Capricorn. Again, all the way around or hit the table. This person's energy toward Capricorn, please. Interesting. It's not just you, Capricorn. This person keeps everyone at a distance. The Three of Cups in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. It feels like that's kind of just their MO here. I'm not saying they don't have friends. I'm not saying they don't have connections that they spend time with. What I'm saying is when it comes to letting people in, it's not something they do. And I feel like that's what is bothering you kind of the most, is you're like, why won't this person let me in? They're not letting anyone in, Capricorn. They're not letting anybody get too close here. And I feel like, that's why, and I talked about this at the beginning, it's like this person's at war with their own shadow here, which is kind of reflecting and projecting into reality, manifesting into reality as them like at war with you. In a way, it's like, do I want love? Do I not want love? And it ultimately comes down to I want love, but I don't feel deserving of love, or I don't think it's possible, or I don't think that, or I'm more worried about the fallout or how I'm going to get hurt in the end than I am of kind of enjoying it for what it is. And we all do that. We all have a tendency to avoid what could go wrong. And that's kind of what an awakening and spiritual journey is about, is kind of shifting our focus from a place of like fearing what could go wrong to pursuing a place from the faith of what could go right. But you can't control this person doing that. And I feel like that's the biggest thing you need to understand here, is they're keeping everybody at a distance. No one's getting close to this person here, Capricorn. This person's energy toward Capricorn. It's kind of like I get this like loner vibe from this person. Not like they are one, but I don't know. It feels like they're lonely, but they don't want to let anyone in. They kind of want to keep everyone at a distance. I mean, here's this person's baggage of feeling unlovable, undeserving. I mean, and that's what it comes down to. Like, they don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose this connection. Again, they care about you. They love you to the extent that they are capable of that. But I want you to ask yourself, am I deserving of more than this person is capable of? And I want you to ask yourself that question without feeling like it's a selfish question to ask. Because you might be like, but this person's deserving of love too. Absolutely they are. But it is not your responsibility to provide it to them if it is becoming a detriment to your own mental and emotional well-being. So just things to be aware of as we progress in this connection, because I've dealt with people like this. Hell, I've been this person before. And that's why I like doing these readings so much, is because I've been here, and I've learned to kind of understand the balance between the two. I used to push away love all of the time and project all of my insecurities on other people, and my feelings of being unlovable would turn into me sabotaging connections. And I would, spend the longest time being like, why can't I find love? When in reality, I wasn't allowing myself. So I get it. I've been there. But that didn't mean that the people that I was dealing with, first of all, ever deserved the treatment that I provided them with. And second of all, it was never their responsibility to show me I was lovable. It was my responsibility to learn that I was lovable so I could be the partner for someone else that I was looking for in myself. Learning to be your own best partner first. And I will say, because I started here and then I was on this side of the connection. And when I dealt with connections that were like that, I was kind of on the flip side of everything. I was, trying to be the best partner for others, but not the best partner for myself. So we can't look for our perfect partner in others, and we can't be the perfect partner for other people if we are not first being that for ourselves. And I feel like that's kind of what the kind of core of this reading is, especially with this balance card. All right, one more. This person's energy toward Capricorn. Trust issues. Okay, I don't know why I sang that. I'm gonna like energetic mood today, so that probably means I was talking fast in this reading. I get comments all the time. I don't know. I say that I'm working on it, but sometimes I just get excited. High Priestess in reverse with the Five of Swords. It just kind of feels like this person has a tendency to just kind of keep everything and everyone at a distance. And yeah, they have trust issues from their past. That's very obvious here. Because when things feel good in this connection, they're, instead of like embracing that and doing what they can to sustain that, it's like they're like, oh, too much, scary, push you away. And the High Priestess in reverse, I mean, that's them not listening to what they truly desire, right? Not listening to their higher self, not listening to what's actually best for them. So you might be able to see that. And you could probably tell them that a million times over. But they're not going to get it if they're not open to taking a look at themselves. People spend lifetimes running from their shadow because it's so much easier than facing it. Facing your shadow, learning to love yourself despite the parts of yourself that you don't really like, is hard. And it's something that is kind of scary because you have to face those parts of yourself that you spend so much time avoiding. And when those walls kind of come crashing down, can be a lot. And we can't force other people to do that. We can't force other people to heal. The only thing that we can ever do in any situation is look at what do I have control over and what is going to be the best decision for me and ultimately other people. We can only show up in this life and love other people and care about other people to the extent we do that for ourselves first. Otherwise, we're going to be showing up with an empty cup, and that's not going to be sustainable. All right, Capricorn, I am going to hop on over to the extended. You have balance with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and I have an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Capricorn, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.